Welcome, Anand. Thank you for taking out time and talking to CRN India. So as I said, since we are interacting for the first time, you could start with giving a brief snapshot of Freshworks, your modus operandi in the country, how things have been over the last few years. Probably if you can start with that.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me here today. It's wonderful interacting. So I'll start with Freshworks. Freshworks was founded in October 2010. We provide software in the space of customer engagement. Essentially, we are able to help the marketeers, sales folks, as well as the support people engage a lot deeper with their customers. So we have products, SaaS-based offerings, ranging all the way from marketing automation to CRM to support, internal ITSM, chat, collaboration, as well as Scholar. So what this means is we are able to create multiple touch points with the customers across the entire customer journey with us, and also helps in building a 360-degree view of the customer, which could be very useful for internal agents, for people who interact with the customers, and in turn ensures that the engagement is very rich and productive for the company. We are backed by some of the top investors in the world, Axel, Tiger, Sequoia, and Capital G. We have over 150,000 customers in the world who are relying on Freshworks software today for delivering customer engagement. We have a team size of over 2,000 people now. We are headquartered in San Mateo in the US, and we have international offices in India. In Europe, we have offices in UK, we have offices in France, Netherlands, as well as Germany, and as well as offices in Australia. So we started off, predominantly in the SMB space, and we acquired a lot of customers through a long touch through where they were able to search us through the internet. But now, over a period of time, we have now moved into the mid-market space as well, and we have customers ranging across geographies and across all segments and sizes. Some of the top customers that we could have today would be the likes of Honda, Cisco, Hugo Boss. I mean, these are very large names in the industry, and they also work very closely with us.
So talking about the Indian market as such, do you have some good use cases where you can take some referenceable customer names, the kind of work you have done as of now?
Focus initially has been with the digital natives. So some of the best known digital natives, new technology companies in India are all very heavily relying on Freshworks to deepen their customer engagements. This, in terms of use case, this is again spanning across all customer engagement, touch points, all the way from say marketing automation to customer support, internal ITSM, the external communication as well as internal collaboration. So all of these, Freshworks is driving them.
So you mentioned that initially the company started with focusing on the SMB market, and gradually you've moved to mid-market and now some of the large enterprises as well. So what sort of breakup, if you have to give the contribution from large enterprises vis-a-vis the SMB?
From the company's point of view, both SMB as well as mid-market are critical to our success going forward. And the best thing about our company is the mid-market customers actually like us for the same reasons why SMBs adopted us. For the very fact that it is a very clean, highly intuitive software. We built this software to empower the agents, because the agents and the people who use this software are the ones who really love using it. And it doesn't matter whether it's a small company or a large company. I mean, if you have 150,000 customers using it, then definitely there are a lot of SMBs, and I also took the names of some very large organizations who are also using this.
So talking about your partnership with AWS, probably like to understand how long have you been working with the AWS as a company, and also how are you your role in helping customers kind of drive innovation and build solutions on AWS Cloud?
Yeah. So we've been with AWS from the beginning, from the very start. And with AWS, actually the engagement is two-pronged, if I have to say. AWS supports us very well in business enablement, and there is also a part of AWS which is supporting us heavily in the in sales and marketing efforts that we have. For business enablement, I would again break this down into two. There is a lot of technology support that comes in. All the data in our servers is all residing in AWS today, which ensures that we don't have to go about building significant infrastructures for storage. We are able to use the on-demand just-in-time capacity which is available. This also helps us with reliability, security, helps us in getting the global scale which is necessary, and also gives us access to data just about anywhere. AWS is also actually very supportive through the infrastructure in ensuring that if there are some territories which calls for data localization, we are able to do so. So these are areas where AWS is helping us set up our business. The other big advantage that we find from AWS is through the partner development managers that we engage with, and we work very closely. They actually work with us through the entire product journey that we have, help understand what we are trying to do, and they also offer a lot of consulting solutions on how they can help us get more out of the AWS deployment that we have. There's a lot of support from AWS coming in terms of they helping us understand the lay of the land in terms of the new technology that is being brought to the market. They also help us in enabling us in certain areas where we believe that we need some enablement. While our team is very skilled, but getting the support from AWS on these cutting edge areas is also very supportive. Yeah.
So I believe last year you were recognized with the innovation partner for AWS. So why there is so much focus on innovation part of it? Why? I know unless you innovate, you won't be able to address customer requirements. So what different did you do as an organization that helped Freshworks won such a prestigious award?
So we built our capabilities on top of AWS AI ML capabilities, and this helped us in deploying features which were easily consumable by the SMBs. In a way, you can say that we were able to democratize some of the AI ML capabilities all the way to the small SMBs, which is significant.
Okay, so since Freshworks offers a lot of solutions to the market, whether it's called Freshdesk or Freshservice or it's a Freshsales, and of late there has been Freshworks 360. So, and you since you're heading the channel ecosystem, how are you kind of, first of all, letting the partners know about your offerings catering to the different segments of the market, and how are you kind of further enabling your own channel ecosystem to take it deeper into the Indian market as such?
Got it. So the good thing is, as a company, there is already a lot of buzz about us because of the fact that we became a unicorn some time back, and the fact that we have such a large customer base. We are a very unique company which has come out of India with the kind of technology we have, with huge level of adoption. So there is already a lot of interest, and we have partners around the world. Our ecosystem today is over 500 partners, which has resellers, which has ISVs, marketplace partners, as well as strategic alliances. So in terms of interest, it has not been lacking. We have made, I would say, the registration available on the website, so people are aware. If they want to always join, then they can come to the website, click, sign in and go. But what is important for us is we want to make sure that we bring in the kind of partners who will add value to both the sides. We want it to be mutually beneficial. So we have in our mind built out an ideal partner profile, which to an extent which also includes a set of partners who share a similar culture like us, in customer obsession, customers who have, say, complementary products where where the buyer could be typically the same, and partners who understand how the SaaS business works. They understand the SaaS economics. So our idea is to really reach out to partners who fit into this piece. And at the same time, if there are partners who are reaching out to us, showing an intent, and we believe are a part of this set and this qualification, are the ones that we are really working very closely. And we are supporting and enabling them online. We have our own portal where they get trained, and then we have a set of people and onboarding resources within the company who support these partners, all the way from they coming into the ecosystem, help them do the first sale, help them start seeing more and more business working along with us. So this is how the journey has been. But to answer your question, it has not been a big challenge for us to be more visible to the partners. They see where we are and what we do. But yes, we are also receiving a lot of support from AWS here, because when we talk about the profile that we want to go after, the good thing is AWS basically works with everyone and everybody works with AWS. So if we have a list of partners that we want to engage who could be locally relevant, fit into the profile that we have, then AWS is also helping us in getting those introductions done, which is definitely goes a long way.
So as we speak, what sort of channel base that you have currently in the country? And secondly, like any OEM vendor company, despite being a partner yourself, do you also have any specific channel program as such where that takes care not only of the training enablement part, but also the profitability, the rebate part of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So globally, the reseller base is over 400, and the rest could be ISVs. In India, I think we don't have that many partners, because in India the partner program and the partner onboarding is still work in progress. There are some partners in place, but the whole idea is to grow this even more, because we believe that partners can bring us non-linear growth compared to anything else that is there in the market. And since we are moving more towards the mid-market, we see a great role for partners, because they can help us go deeper into different verticals. They can help us in taking the right kind of use cases into the market, which could be meaningful to both the parties. We have a partner program, and the partner program actually comprises in 3 parts. One part is for the solution partners, which includes channel partners who we expect to resell. They also do the implementation customization, as well as they also go about and support the customers. And then we have the ISV partners. ISV partners are the products which are sitting on top of our marketplace, and they've built out integrations. And then we also have some companies which have built bolt-on products which help in extending our capabilities into different verticals, help us expand our addressable market in which we could sell. And then we also have strategic alliances like, say, AWS, very large. These are the guys we want to really work very closely, and we want to make sure that we keep rising up in your tiers and how closely we can work with an AWS. So there is a partner program, and the partner program, as you said, includes enablement. It also includes compensation for selling, both if you bring in an opportunity as well as in cases where you work on opportunity which is coming from Freshworks. The key tenets of this of the partner program are transparency, because we want to make sure that the partners have a very clear view of what you can derive working out of us, what is the kind of money you will make working with us. And you should also have visibility into which transaction can get you how much, where is the when is the commission due, when is the payout expected, how much you have to collect from which customer. So that information in detail has to be made available. The second is we also support a lot of innovation, and innovation is basically driven both through our SI partners. These are the partners who build customizations over our platform. These are the guys who understand our tools, they understand other technologies, and in turn make sure that our products are being customized to suit the processes that an individual customer can have. And they could also be building some integrations on the marketplace. So we want to drive innovation through that. And the third is customer obsession, because as a company, every customer who is with Freshworks is supported. So we have a great deal of customer obsession. I would say in this area, at least, we share a lot of our culture with AWS, because I sat through the initial discussions and saw how much of a discussion there was around making the customer successful. So if a partner is having a similar culture of customer obsession, if they really have the right set of resources who are there to support the partner, ensure that the right kind of products are being positioned, ensure that the products are getting deployed in the right way, and the customer starts seeing returns for the investment that they've made sooner, then those are the kind of partners we want to operate. So these are the key tenets, and under the partner program, you have the ability to move up. So you may sign up. When you sign up, you are coming in as a registered partner, and then after delivering some revenue, you move and become an authorized partner, and the third level is a premier partner. And we have these levels across all the partner types, whether you are a solution partner doing reselling, or you could be an ISV, or or an SI.
So while onboarding this any partner, have you set any sort of criteria that the partner should fulfill all those criteria, then it can become a part of your organization as such, or if they can become one of your extended arms, as we say normally? And normally, what type of partners you normally look out for? Whether you specifically look at, say, born in the cloud kind of partners, or you are also open to work with some of the traditional channel who have kind of graduated or transitioned with the time?
Very good question. Actually, we are open to both kind of partners, because if you look at the products that we have today, we have products ranging all the way with all the touch points across in the customer engagement space, and we are not the first persons getting in. So you already have this challenge being addressed in a more traditional manner through the on-premise products. There could be other SaaS offerings which have been delivering this in a more desperate manner. So the kind of partners we want to work with are the ones who are already in the ecosystem, who understand the ecosystem. We are open to working with partners who have also been selling on-premise. That's okay, because they could have a complementary offering. Complementary offering, as I said, will have a similar buyer or a same buyer, so they can always include us as the next business line which they can go and position and sell to the company. And we have also received a lot of interest from competing ecosystem partners. They look at us as a very credible offering to customers who do not want to wait for 8 months, 9 months, or 10 months to start seeing returns, because the way our products are, these are very easy and simple to implement and get going. So it just fits very beautifully for partners who are of any type, whether it is born in the cloud or in coming from more traditional space.
Okay. So have you set any kind of a deadline, or that by the end of this year, these many number of partners would be part of your system, or it will be an ongoing process?
So we have done our own capacity planning. So we have an idea of how many partners we should have. But it's also a factor of how many partners really get productive. So we want to keep we want to cast the net wide, and we want to make sure that we get to work with more and more partners. We want to give more opportunities to partners who want to reach out and work with us. And there is a lot of support coming from our end. As a company, we are extremely proactive. There is enough investment on the partner space. So if a partner comes on board, if they are a part of the ecosystem, then they will see the support. We'll help them get the first win, and we will help them start seeing money, get more profitable. We're also even open to doing more profitability workshops with the partners, because if the partners are not coming from the traditional from the SaaS world, and if they come from a traditional world, then a SaaS economics really is not something that they understand naturally. So it takes some time for us to help them understand. We sit them down. We tell them that this is a case for you to this is how you sell, and why it is important for you to control a churn. I mean, just selling and moving on doesn't make sense, but beyond a point, the churn will start hitting, and it will start creating big holes into the revenue. So, and we also talk about the fact that SaaS has a flywheel effect, both for the SaaS company as well as for the partner company when it comes to revenue. So it slowly picks up, but once it picks up, it becomes very hard to beat. And globally, we've seen some of our partners are one of the fastest growing companies in the world now. So we've seen companies who've been able to add 10 times the number of customers in 5 or 6 years, just being a part of our ecosystem, and even seen the revenue jump in a similar way.
Okay. So in terms of technologies, apart from cloud, where the cloud is here to stay, and in cloud we are seeing more inclination towards the hybrid world that we are moving into. So one, your preparedness for the hybrid world, and secondly, apart from cloud, any other areas where you are betting big on, which you will think you will be able to reach dividends as you grow?
So we are pure cloud offering. We were born on the cloud, and I don't see there is, or at least I'm not aware of any discussions right now of changing it. But maybe that is, if a decision has to be taken, it will depend on the customer asks and a whole lot of other things. But that's not something which I'm aware of. Second is in terms of the the technology focus, we are betting very heavily on AI and ML. We want to make sure that this is made more available across all our products by not compromising on the consumability and the ease of use that our products do offer. We also want to call out that AI and ML, that the way we are building out is not an alternative to an agent, because at the end of the day you still need people who speak to customers, who operate with a sense of empathy and support. We are looking at AI ML as a way of augmenting and supporting the agents in delivering the best possible interactions and engagements with the customers. So yeah.
Now that Freshworks is one of the few Indian unicorn companies, and that has put you in the league of some of the top names that we know in the industry, has it brought a lot of expectations from the market, and how are you living up to those expectations, both from the customer perspective as well as from the partner perspective? Probably if you could.
Yeah. See, from the customer perspective, customers expect us to have the best offerings. They expect us to be ahead of the curve on technology all the time. And we are really in a league where we play with the big boys now. So the expectations are, we need to be ahead of what is typically there in terms of the innovation as well. So that's a positive pressure, and I'm sure we are up to it. We are pretty confident. As I said, we are making investments in AI ML. We are making investments in everything that we believe could ensure that we have the edge going forward. From the partners' point of view, again, it's a positive pressure, because they've seen the company move in its journey from being very small. I mean, we started going after partners when we were barely nothing. We were less than $1 million in revenue, I would say, to a point where we just discussed where we became a unicorn. We had the partners come over to our partner conference sometime early in the year, and they could really see the change and the buzz in the ecosystem, the way the ecosystem had evolved. It was a case where there were just 5 partners or 4 partners in the first partner conference a few years ago, to now we have the room filled up with partners from all around the world. So there is an innate expectation, and the partners also have a similar expectation that they want to continue to be associated with a product, with an offering which is breaching some of the technology thresholds. They want to be associated with the best, and they have made the bet with us. And we want to make sure that they get the right kind of products. And from my side, from the partner ecosystem, the owner of the partner ecosystem, I want to make sure that the bet that they've made on us is successful for them, and we give them the right kind of the partner program, the enablement support from our side, just make it easy and friction free for them to operate in the ecosystem. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Anand. Thank you for talking to CRN and sharing those insights. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Same
Thanks
here.
a lot.